Hello, welcome back to the Reading Mama. My name is Heather, and today I have my July pile of possibilities, and it is a large stack of books. There's like so many books, so we'll see how many I actually get to. But I'm going to start with my challenges that I'm doing for the year. So both of Chantel's Read Your Bookshelf challenge and her Indie Book Club challenge, I'm going to use one book, and I should have shared this in my mid-year wrap-up because this is also one of the most beautiful books I bought this year. So last Wayfinder is the Indie Book Club challenge. My indie author, McGinty, her book, Saints and Monsters, was my favorite book of the year last year. And so I'm very excited to read this one that takes place in the same world, but not the same characters. I'm also going to use it for my Read Your Bookshelf challenge because the prompt is something with a map in it, and there is a lovely map in here. And so, yes, so that's exciting. But what I wanted to show you about this cover, so it has this beautiful dust cover, but underneath, look at that. It's just gorgeous. Absolutely love it. So I'm very excited to read this. I've been dying and leaving it on my shelf to try to wait for the right month. So I'm very excited to read this, but it's going to count for both of my books with Chantel. Then Alma's book journey has a prompt of Journey Through Time, so historical fiction, and I have 3. We're going to be doing, not this coming school year, but the following year we'll be doing Revolutionary War time, and so I figured let's go ahead and read some books that I want to pre-read for that. So I have 2 that I'm going to try to get on audiobook. My brother Sam is dead. I actually have the physical copy, but I did find an audiobook so that I can go through it a little quicker. Oh, this one also has a map. And so I'm going to be reading this. I honestly don't know anything else other than it is part of, it takes place during during the Revolutionary War. That's literally all I know, and it's middle grade. And then also I'm going to listen to the new Laurie Halse Anderson, Rebellion 1776, and see if that's something we've loved. Her other books that she has, Set, Fever 1793, and Seeds of America series. And so I'm going to listen to that. And then I also have Blood on the River by Elisa Carbone. And my oldest daughter read this and really loved it. I think I read part of it. I don't remember if I read this one, or if I have, then I'll read the sequel to it. But this was the one that I also would like to read. So it takes place in Jamestown, 1607, and I really am not going to go into any of that. It's just you're going to have a historical fiction that's obviously going to deal with Native Americans and the people there in Jamestown. So that's what's going on there. I'm going to continue my Sanderson journey. I finished Mistborn and Trust of the Emerald Sea and a couple of chapters, the Mistborn Secret History and Warbreaker, and so now I'm moving on to Elantris, which is actually his first published book, but like his 11th written book or something like that. I know nothing about this. I don't know. It's going to be weird. It's going to have a lot of world building, and it's going to be epic, and then it's going to destroy me in the last 100 pages. So I'm looking forward to it. That's what I know to expect from a Sanderson novel. It also usually has some dry, witty humor in it. I really love his way of writing, so I'm excited to continue that. I'm going to continue my classics and my King Arthur journey. So I'm going to pick up Once and Future King, which is a King Arthur retelling. I've started this several times, and I actually really like it, but then I get distracted by shiny new books. And so I'm going to work on it this month. I'm really excited to do it because I do like reading about King Arthur, and like I said, I'm trying to read all different kinds of King Arthurs, and I've picked it up several times and I just get distracted. I also know there's a really good audiobook for it. It's also rather thick, so big book summer, here it is. I'm hoping to finish Cristo this month, maybe. I've got a quarter of it left, I think is what it is, which is like what, 300 pages still. But hopefully I can maybe finish that, and also make a dent on The Mill and the Floss by George Eliot, which again, I don't really know anything about other than it's highly recommended, and the first few chapters were absolutely beautifully written. If you don't know about Count of Monte Cristo, it's a revenge story. Let's put it that way. Epic revenge story. And I'm hoping to also continue reading my George MacDonald. He's my author of the year that I'm kind of focusing on, and I've read three of his books now, and I'm getting ready to finish Princess and the Goblin and then move on to Princess and Curdie. And then I'm also working through this summer Nova McBee's series, And so if you are reading along with me, we read Calculated, which is book 1 in the series, which is Count of Monte Cristo meets Mission Impossible retelling, YA adventure with a side of romance. Anyways, in book 1, and somebody mentioned that book 1 kind of turned them off because it's very revenge heavy and they don't like revenge stories. The rest of the books are not quite revenge, if I remember right. At least book 2 was not. Book 2 was Simulated, read that in June. And so in July, we're going to read Activated. And then hopefully in August, we will read Liberated. It was supposed to come out this week. And because of things going on in the author's life, it's been pushed to August publication date, which is okay because I wasn't going to read it till August anyway. So I'm excited to read the conclusion to this because I really do enjoy this. It is, you do get some love triangle stuff. You do get some YA angst and all of that, but it's not the main point. It's very much Mission Impossible style adventures for teens. So, you know, fantasy, sci-fi. The book 2 is very tech heavy. I feel like this one was more plot heavy than the last one, but I can't really remember fully. So I'm gonna reread it. I'm excited. And then let's see here. And then I don't have my one book. I'm going to try to, from a biblical retelling, read Counted with the Stars by Connilyn Cossette. I have not read any of her books yet, and so I'm excited to read that. And I don't really know anything other than I'm pretty sure it takes place in Egypt. I don't know. So that's what's going on my challenges. Then I'm doing Ketchupathon, which I share another video. And I'm just going to try to catch up on my library books. Cristo does it. If you want to join, it's build a pie, and they have like little, each thing means something, and you build whatever kind of pie and build. And she's doing it for her book of the month books. I don't do book of the month, but I do have a pile of library books that has stacked up and needs to be read. And so that's like June 12th through the 24th, I think. And so I have those set aside to read then. And then my only other, reading challenge that I'm going to do in July is Private Eye July. I'm going to try to join in on those, and I think I will share another video separate going through those books that I'm going to try to read, because most of them I'm doing as audiobooks or library books. I don't own a lot of Private Eye books, and so I'm excited to do Private Eye July. I'm going to drop the video down below if you want to join, and so I'm hoping to read some Sherlock and some Hercule Poirot. He's my guy, and then a couple of more modern Private Eye books as well, but like I said, I'll share those in a separate video. So that is what's going on in July. Let me know what you are reading this month, and I do have several other books over here that are all nonfiction that I'm working on little by little, and I have shared those in previous videos. But yes, so lots and lots of books. We'll see how far I get. I think I'm up to like 20 something books for the month of June, so we'll see how many I do in July. I'll be ramping up for school, so we'll see how much time I can allot to free reading, but I'm excited. That's what's going on in my July. Let me know what you're reading. I'm done rambling. Have a great day.